listening to GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
GUFON Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
GUFON Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
This lion is the king of the jungle. Huge mane out there. He's so big. He's so hot. He doesn't want to move. Now, the little lion cubs, they start messing with him. Biting his tail, biting his ears. He doesn't do anything. The lioness, she starts messing with him. Coming over, making trouble. Still, nothing. Now, the other animals, they notice this, and they start to move in. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
All right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Sunday, the fun day. It's April 23, 23. See? It's a special day today because we've got 4/23/23. Capisce Ruski. That was a motivating Lou Elizondo video, I got to tell you. I think that loosened up the bowels a little bit even. Yeah. In that direction even. Welcome to the show. So, it is Sunday. Wasn't sure I was going to do a show until about an hour before, so here we are. And we're going to talk about, you may get tired of hearing it, but how ufology is dying, and now it's on life support. Really, that should be the title. Ufology is on life support. Government is to blame. They dashed everyone's dreams and hopes of an alien civilization being mentioned during the hearings. Like, what do you expect? It's over. It's over. Ufology is on life support. Now, don't get excited. Don't get sad. I don't even want to see a tear shed. Because we always come back, right? We come back strong. We come back with what do we come back with? Conspiracies, whistleblowers, more stories, more sightings, more citizens coming forward, more documents found, more people finding videos they didn't know they had. They were in my grandfather's desk when we did the estate sale. Of course, they're out there waiting to be found. It only takes one. Joe Rogan thinks that the one is out there. That there's a video out there that Joe's reviews on a UFO, and he thinks it's real. I'm not sure. I really don't know. To be honest, I don't know if this UFO is real. But we're going to talk about a few things. That's one of them. I'll get right back to that. Jeanette Angel with the $10, 10 pound. 10 pound, 10 quid super dono. It's the first one of the night. Yes, it is. Well, thank you, Jeanette Angel. For the first super chat of the night, it's 10 pound, 10 quid super dono. And Agush. All over everybody? I don't know. But thank you very much. Again, mucho gusto, generoso. Seriously, continuing supporter of GUFON. I don't understand. Now, we're not going to have a big crowd tonight because there's a lot of sports going on. And I know a lot of ufology is into the playoffs of hockey, and the baseball season started. Your favorite teams out there probably playing today. Basketball, hockey, even got some MMA tonight if you wanted to catch up. It's all happening on the big old internet, satellite, TV, cable place. We don't need to do roll call. Everybody's here. How you doing, everybody? I see you. I see Moonlight, Michael Boyce, Jeanette Angel, Luna Sparkles 1, Josie UK, Sean, Brooke Gates. I see yous all. Thank you for hanging out. We're trying to do away with the roll call. No reason for it. No reason for it. You know, it was fine when we had 30 people, but it takes a lot of time away. That's all. I'm having a tired day. You know, I took a B12 injection, and they say it takes, anywhere from 24 to 48 hours before you start feeling the effects. I haven't felt it yet. Maybe I don't have a vitamin B12 deficiency. I don't know. But I am hungry. I thought maybe, if I took it, then, I'd have this energy that would make me feel like a normal person, but yet I still feel like me. Maybe tomorrow it'll kick in, Usually I feel shit right away. I haven't felt anything. I think it's a malarkey. I think it's all bull, but we'll find out. But thanks for hanging out tonight. Mr. DB Cooper 77's here. Samantha Morris the cat's here. Legit. DB Property Maintenance made it. Except the bills, yeah. Yeah. Go Brewers. Brewers. The Brewers they always reminded me of the Diamondbacks for some reason. They have almost the identical stadium. I think it was built by the same people because it looks really similar. It's a great stadium. Has Richie ever covered super soldiers? Brookers? No. No, I haven't. Interesting. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd have to get a guest for that. It's not in my wheelhouse. That's why I don't talk about it. All right, let's get rocking and rolling. I'm trying to give the energy that's required. I'll kick in a little bit. Don't worry, I'll wake up. I tried. I even drove. Like, I went to the store before the show thinking it would kick in, the energy, and the B12 would be coagulating inside my blood. But I worked out last night after I took that thing, like an hour after. It was a great workout. It felt kind of weird. I have this cold sweat. Right now, I have it over me, too. It's like the flu. And I just got over COVID for the second time in 6 weeks. I still have the residual effects of COVID. It sucks. It sucks. And they say it could last for months. A lot of people are still feeling it 9-10 months later. I can't deal with it. Really. I want to blow my brains out. Among other things. I'm just saying. All right. Here we go. Listen to Joe Rogan talk about that sighting.
Submitted. Did you see the UFO footage recently?
No.
Joe Rogan was talking about?
No. Show me.
Well, let's listen to what he has to say.
The most recent one, there was a woman who was a model who was on a plane. Did you see that, Jamie? It just got released today. She got what they're calling some of the most compelling UFO video ever.
I can't make this.
Flying in a plane in this silver thing. They
full screen
framed it. It looks like a flying disc.
A model saw this?
A model. She's just in a plane and filming out the window. And they had seen this thing apparently, and she's trying to film it, and it shoots by the plane.
You know, and I've talked to many pilots who have recounted seeing things and not being able to explain it. It's like, and we just brush that off. You know, oh, here
Watch
it is.
This. So play this.
You guys, we have all seen this.
I mean, what in the fuck
It's hard to
is that?
see, I know.
So look at that, and look at that line. It's up on a 45-degree angle.
You know this.
And the speed that it's kind of moving is the speed that I saw something in only at night.
But you have to take into consideration that this plane is moving in a specific direction, and the UFO is moving in the opposite direction.
So it seems faster?
It looks much faster than it actually is. So even if that
It's
was
called
like a Mylar
parallaxing.
balloon.
No,
if
that's
you're
not
passing
parallaxing.
it that fast. See, that thing, I mean, I don't know what you're getting there. Like, is that distorted? Like, when they're showing that image, that to me looks like it's from another fucking world. Like, if that's really what it looks like, it's actually flying like that.
Make it full screen.
But I don't know if that's a distortion based on the freeze frame of this. You know, you also have to take into consideration what kind of phone does she have? How fast is the camera? Is it able to pick things? Because there's things that can happen with artifacts, with digital artifacts, when things move very quickly. You get like weird lines that might not, but that looks very distinct.
Yoga with Denise.
But at a certain point,
play it again.
There's been so many sightings. You've got to be an idiot to believe.
It's so fascinating, man.
I love it.
So whatever this thing is,
It's a wild UFO, right?
I mean, if I was a cynic, I'd say, "Oh, it's a fucking balloon." But it is weird because it's not moving that fast. If the plane is moving, it's a propeller plane. Let's say, how fast do you think a propeller plane goes?
90.
So if that is stationary, now let's imagine the propeller
130
plane is
probably
going against the wind. So maybe that thing is going with the wind. So whatever that thing is getting blown with the wind current. So it could be a balloon. So if that thing is going 90 miles an hour, just imagine if you're a car, okay, and you're going 90 miles an hour and you're passing someone that's going in the opposite direction on the other side of the highway. They would probably be moving quicker than this. Let's see that again. Back that up again. So watch this thing. So imagine you're in a car, you're scooting along the highway, and there's a car comes around the turn.
I just don't think it's traveling that quickly.
It's probably very slow. It's probably not fast at all. And it might even be stationary. It might just be blowing.
It might be.
Right? Because if you picture how fast the plane's going and how fast now this is obviously assuming that the wind is going in the direction of whatever that thing is.
So this came out today. What are people saying about it?
But here's the thing: if it's going the opposite, if actually the plane is going with the wind and this thing is going against the wind, then it gets weird. Because then you have to go, okay, well, is that plane going fast enough where it looks like that if it's just stationary or if it's just fluttering in the wind? Because you're passing it. So it's kind of tricky when you get that video and you go, oh my God, it's a UFO. Look at it fly past you fast. Not really that fast.
Well, more importantly than the speed, that's what I saw something. For me, it was just lights at night and they moved. My thing, but that's not. But this is
but
something
your thing
you can't
sounds
explain.
like it moved way faster than that.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. I've never seen anything disappear like that. And more importantly, I have a witness.
Yeah.
I was sitting there at the same time, and we were driving because we thought it was a big accident. Maybe there was a train crash or something.
So he's talking about his own UFO.
No, it's just me and her about midnight, and it was north of Toronto. We were heading up north, but she'll tell you the same story, and we're both not,
So what do you think it was?
An object, definitely an object. I mean,
an object. Nice. It's an object. Really. Hey, new member, Ben, the Yorkshire Gufonian, re-upping that membership. Thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate you. Thank you for that support. I got to make new stickers, I know. And Robert Wilhelm throwing down 20s. Hey, Rich, been a week. Hope all is well. It's been a week. Feels longer. Feels like a month. But thank you, man. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate the 20 bones. Throwing them down. Mucho gusto, generoso. You know, I was watching that Scambian video where he apologized or tried to backpedal on what he said, when he mentioned Solar Marshall's name when he wasn't supposed to, and then called him an asshole and all that stuff. During that show, he's getting, donations, and then he plays this video of his kid going, "Praise the cash! Praise the cash!" I guess I just live in a different world. I don't know. I don't find that cute, funny. I think it's weird. I get it. I understand the comedy of it. Like having a kid say, "Praise the cash." It's his kid. I just think it's weird. I don't know. Everybody's got their thing. Yep. Well, anyway, I just thought, but it's so annoying. It's got to be as annoying as mine. It's got to be as annoying to them. When they see super chats come in and I play that video, they got to get it. I know it irks them. It's got to. I don't know where I'm going. I am not myself right now. That was the Joe Rogan clip I wanted to play. But UFOlogy, guys, the government really did a number on us. There were people that were thinking we were going to get whistleblower testimony, better evidence. People thought they were going to be mentioning possibilities of alien technologies. None of that was mentioned. And people just don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody's really talking about it. There's not a lot of circulating conversation going on about the hearings. A lot of people just said, same old, same old. But it sucks. It sucks. And then we have an ex-NASA employee says he saw high-res UFO alien craft photos and he's ready to testify before Congress. Isn't that nice? Yeah, NASA whistleblowers who claim to have closely worked in some of the top missions do not think that is that the first time NASA became interested in alien civilizations. They don't think so. Former NASA employee Donna Hare reportedly saw a photo of a distinct UFO Her colleague explained that it was his job to airbrush such evidence out of the photographs before they were released to the public. On May 9th, 01, we know about the 20 military intelligence and government, corporate, and scientific witnesses came forward at the NPC in Washington Disclosure Project. We all know about that. Part 2 is coming up June 12th, I believe, 13th, 14th, somewhere in there. I will be down there in Washington for the first time in my life, going to Washington. I'm going to buy a little table. I think my parents have one I can take with me. And I'm going to set up a table, 2 fold-out chairs, and I'm going to tape hanging off the edge of the table, you know, something like Crowder does, like Change My Mind. I'm going to put like, aliens are here. Do you believe? Prove me. Tell me I'm wrong, or something like that. You know what I mean? I want to create the discussion right there in Washington with the Capitol building behind me, or some sort of monument, even the National Monument, you know, anything. And I want to sit there for, you know, a good 4 hours and wait for people to walk by, ask them if they want to sit and have a conversation, record it, make a show out of it. And that's the idea. And if that doesn't happen, well, then I'll just talk to people on the street. I don't know. But I'm doing it. That's for sure. Well, this lady, Hare, claimed to have had access to a place known as Building 8, from where she made contacts with high-ranking officials. Here's the story. Let me just pull it up for you. Right here. Once she walked into a restricted area, which was NASA's photo lab. She noticed the lab had photographs of the moon taken from satellites. You guys know this story. She was with a friend who pointed at one of the photographs, and surprisingly, she saw a white, round dot.
Good morning, everyone. 1967 to 1981. During that time, draftsman, I did the launch mining plotting boards, lunar maps. On a time I worked on site, in Building 8, to do extra work during downtime. And I worked at Philco Ford Aerospace for shadows on the ground. And this was an aerial photograph of the
Oh,
craft.
this video is great. That sucks. Here it is. Good morning, everyone. My name's Donna Hare, and I worked at Philco Ford Aerospace from 67 to 81. During the time, I was a design illustrator draftsman person. I did the launch slides, landing slides, and also projected plotting board lunar maps for NASA. We were a contractor, but most of the time I worked in Building 8. I had the opportunity to do extra work during downtime, which was between missions, and I walked into a photo lab, which was the NASA lab across the hallway. I had a secret clearance, which is not that high, but I was able to go in restricted areas. At the time, I was talking to one of the techs in there, and he drew my attention to a NASA photograph. It had a dot on it. And I asked what it was. Well, it drew my attention to it, and I said, "Is that a dot on the emulsion?" He was smiling. He had his hands crossed. This was an aerial photograph of the Earth. I'm assuming the Earth because it had pine trees on it, and the shadows of the craft or whatever it was were at the same angle as the trees, and by its very nature, a UFO. And I wanted to clarify that to the gentleman that was talking to me. So I did not know what this was, but I realized at this point that it was very secret. I asked him what he was going to do with this piece of information. He said they always airbrush these out before they sell them to the public. So they're pissed, pesky little creatures appearing on this photograph they wanted to get rid of. What? So they're pissed, pesky little creatures appearing on this photograph they wanted to get rid of. After that, I decided I would ask questions to other people that worked there away from the site, not on the site. A guard told me that he was asked to burn some photographs and not look at them. And there was another guard guarding him who was in green fatigues watching him burn the photos. As he said, he was too tempted. He looked at one. I knew someone in quarantine with the Apollo astronauts. He told me that the Apollo astronauts saw crap on the moon where we landed. He said that the astronauts are told to keep this quiet. Yeah, told to keep it quiet. Don't talk about it. Like, shut up. Not going to talk about that. Can't. All right? Keep it quiet. So they did. That's how she told the story anyway. Anyway, so what's changed in never mind. I'm not even going to go there. I almost did it by accident. I almost did it. So, you know, the hearings were like rather boring, but Jeremy from Alien Scientist channel went there and was part of a crowd of people that had access to, well, to talk to the senators after the hearings. Here's, I thought this was a video. It wasn't. It was just a picture of it. My bad. I thought I had Jeremy, Alien Scientist. He was there, I thought, right? Let me pull this up. Here it is. Yeah, check this out. This is from Alien Scientist. But I can't do that way. That's right. Here we go. I guess he recorded this.
That range spans adversary breakthrough technology on one hand, known objects and phenomena in the middle, all the way to the extreme theories of extraterrestrials. All of that has physics-based signatures associated with it, whether it's theoretical from the academic community, known from things like hypersonic weapons, or adversary breakthrough technologies, as we've talked about before, or the known objects that we have to go and measure. The idea is across that entire range, you have to come up with peer-reviewed scientific basis for all of it. The academic community plays a very big role on the one end of the spectrum, the intelligence community on the other end of the spectrum, and the measurement in the middle. Once I have those signatures identified in validated, peer-reviewed.
That's pretty cool. I'll put the link to that in the show description. It's hard to hear, but I'll share that in the description right after the show so you guys can watch that. Listen to it on your own because it's hard to hear. But there's a cool UFO video that I wanted to share with you. It is a 1970s black triangle footage that's also on Alien Scientist's channel, but you know, this is out there anyway. I just saw it and I didn't feel like looking for the regular video, but here it is. This is bizarre. I've never seen this. This is really cool. You know what that looks like? You know when there's high cirrus clouds? It looks like a shadow of an airplane on clouds. That's what it looks like, but it's not, because you can see it isn't. What? Is that the, oh my God, that looks like the, what do you call it? This has got to be fake, right? It's supposed to be leaked footage. Look at that. It's our technology. It looks cool though. I mean, this was how many years ago? 70s. Probably 75-ish. Yeah, man. 50 years ago, guys. I remember 50 years ago, they said in 50 years, you're going to see some stuff that looks like it's science friction. And sure enough, I'll put the link to that video in the show description as well right after this show ends. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? All right, let's move it along. All right, it's time for bullshit with Bashir. Is it Bashir? Bashar? On your true core vibration. It's bullshit with Bashar. That's what I'm going to call him. And we're calling this segment Bullshit with Bashar. Thank you.
And the idea has to do with your resonance, your frequency, your vibration, your true core vibration. What is your true core vibration? The core vibration that resonates, that shines, that glows, that burns within each and every one of you is the idea of translating in your body what you call excitement, passion, joy, love, happiness. As your body feels those emotions, feels those sensations, that is your physical translation of the vibratory energy that represents your true core signature frequency. Whatever it is that excites you the most, whatever it is you're most passionate about, that is your magnetic compass needle pointing to your true north. Follow it, act on it, because it is a complete kit that will support you. It is the essence of your being.
In other words, trust your gut. Just say that, Bashir. Another episode of Bullshit with Bashar. We'll keep it right there for next time. Here's a video Chris Spitzer put out. Now, I am pretty sure this is a fake, but he's putting it out there like, I'm not sure what this is. Wow, this is unbelievable. But if it's don't know if the video is legit, but if it is, let's not forget that LED kites exist and that some LED systems could either be remotely controlled or programmed. The video comes from Nakekura Siji. The aliens have taken Florida residents by surprise, as many people in Florida do not believe in the existence of UFOs. This is from Kissimmee, Florida, 2021. There's no month or anything, but check it out, Holmes. In 5, 2, 3, 1, 0. Remember this? And what were we told, guys? What did Richard Doty say? If the lights are green, blue, red, orange, or yellow, it's ours. So every color of the rainbow means it's ours. Well, I don't think it's a kite, but it could be a drone or something. It looks cool. Yeah, I think it's up there. You know, I think the object it's out of focus too. The guy's way out of focus. Sucks. Sucks. That's why it's probably a fake. I don't know. I think it was a fake. They play that thing everywhere. Everywhere. It's from Kissimmee, Florida. So, check this out. Why am I talking like that? So, check this out. Our friend, Post-Disclosure World. This double standard is outrageous. Mick West won't submit a paper on UFOs for peer review. Sorry, but that is shifting the burden of proof away from where it belongs. You're just changing the subject. Mixed claims and those of ufologists are not remotely equivalent. White dot looks like a bird equals banal suggestion not requiring scrutiny or peer review. White dot equals alien craft. Massive bird. Yeah, Mick hasn't proven anything, nor has he meticulously followed the scientific method. I'm not engaging further in this. You know why you're not engaging further in this? Because you aren't boots on the ground. You're not educated enough to know how to look at video and disseminate it, reverse engineer it, figure it out. You are useless. Mick West, look, anybody who thinks you have to analyze shit scientifically to make it so is an idiot. I don't need scientific backing to tell me what I recorded wasn't there or was there, or it can't tell me what it was or what it wasn't. We can only go by what the video shows. And or what people say they saw. You can't measure that stuff. How often do you think UFOs are appearing? Every day? Around the same people all the time so they can measure it? Do a scientific study on it? I mean, it's so hard. And to have, you know, a guy like UFO Jesus saying, oh, I'm not even going to look at what Mick West says if he's not using the scientific method. What has the scientific method proved so far? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing on ufology. I mean that with all due disrespect. Because science isn't involved. UFOs don't exist, remember? Oh, I'm sorry. ETs don't exist, and ET phenomena, technology doesn't exist either. Just remember that. So why do we even need to have another UFO hearing? Well, it wasn't a UFO hearing, first of all. It was the fiscal year-ending funding for 2024 about the budget that they were going to use for the DOD and other shit. It said nothing about UFOs in there. That's why nobody cared. That's why nobody's jumping. You know, there wasn't hundreds of people wanting to see this. Everybody knows it's bullshit. And now we know why. And he says Mick hasn't proven anything. I think he did. He did Boca. He did a couple of things, actually. Bokeh, whatever you call it. You know who hasn't proven anything? Post-disclosure world. UFO Jesus. I mean, for him to make a comment and then runs away from it and then says, I'm not engaging further on this. There's no meticulous scientific method to follow in ufology. There isn't. You have you want to use Lou's 5 observables? Go ahead, you can have them. But I use what I use, and that's good old common sense and critical thinking. And years of knowing what to look like, years of making the mistakes just once. I don't keep making them, but there's a lot of them. We all make them. There's just not a lot of people out there who can say they have over 20,000 hours holding a camera in their hand in this field, watching, waiting, recording unidentified objects. There's only a few. And I only know of me, Jeff Willis, Tom King, and possibly somebody else that only I know. I know there's more out there, but 20,000 plus hours? Jeff Willis probably has 50,000 hours. He's been doing this his whole life since VHS cameras came out. Yeah, it's crazy. So there's not a lot of people. Even Mick West. Mick West did really good work, I thought. With the Jeremy Corbell videos, all the videos. He does a really good job. But he's not a far left guy. He's not woke, so he doesn't follow to what they want him to follow. You know, that commie way. Do as I say, not as I do. Rules for me, not for thee. My opinions matter, yours don't. You know, those guys. That's what ufology has turned into. You know that, right? They believe everything Lou Elizondo says now. They do. They love that guy. They're not giving up on him. They believe all those people. Chris Mellon, Travis Taylor. They're really, it's really weird clique. It's a strange, odd, woke left clique. They're all Biden supporters. Every one of them is. They all love this woke shit. You know, they allow it in their lives. And woke isn't the same for everybody. Yeah, I get it. And woke wasn't what it meant and what it means today. I get it. But you know what I mean when I say it. They may not be all the way crazy woke, but they're woke enough. They're so woke, they're asleep. You see what I did there? I still got it even when I'm under the weather. Hold on. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything because I haven't checked. I haven't heard anything. I can't believe it. Right when I was looking, this came in. Nathan, that good, she says, for $4.44 on PayPal. I'm going to Fort Myers May 5th for a convention, looking for visitors in the crowd. Les have a nose together in real life. I'll be there for 5 days, boots on the ground, GUFON and Quantum Show. Yeah, man. Oh, bro, that's like... $13 days. I was counting. There's only 30 days in April, right? Thank you, man. All right. Well, let's keep in touch. Because that's not that far from me. Fort Myers? I think it's only an hour, right? Let's take a look. Fort Myers, Florida. Oh. It's a little far. But I'll meet you. It's 2.5 hours. That's close to Naples. Well, that'll be fun, man. That'll be a good time, Nathan. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah. I'm gonna see Nathan. I can't believe it. Oh my God, I just got goosebumps. That's cool, man. That's how I felt when I was about to meet Third Phase of Moon. It was like watching a movie in real, like in my eyes. It was, they opened up the door and I was like, I for a second, we all just stared at each other like, hi, hey, you know, it was weird. They opened up the door real fast. Hey, it's like typical guy shit. Those guys are fucking great. They really are. They really are. For successful people, they don't have an ounce. And I know you don't know, maybe you don't know them the way I do, but they don't have an ounce of I'm better than you added. They don't have that attitude that I'm better than you. They never do. They may in ufology may think that. We had an argument last night, real short one, about who made more mistakes over the years with calling shit out that it wasn't. And I said, you guys are the worst at figuring shit out. And they're like, no, you're the worst. And you call everything CGI. And I'm like, I do not call everything CGI. I said it could be CGI. And if it is, it would be a really good CGI job. But I don't think it is. And that's what I've been saying. And they're like, yeah, okay, you could say that. That's good. And I said, yeah, I learned that from you, to not call everything CGI. Because remember when Scambian was saying, everything they do is from the same camera. So everything's from the same camera. Then he says, everything's CGI. So everything's CGI from the same camera. Very strange thing to say. How could everything be from the camera, but it's CGI at the same time? Not too bright there, are you, Sizzle Chest? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. Sizzle breast. Sizzle breast. I tell you. I can't even. I actually feel a little better than I did when we started the show, so this is working. You know what makes me feel good? When I'm moving, when I'm doing something, it's when I sit down. I think my body's telling me, stop sitting around. So, I did. I went out and drove around. I went to the store, picked up some things I needed. This COVID, this thing, it just, you feel exhausted. And the weird thing is, it's only my legs my legs are exhausted. Like they feel like they weigh 1,000 pounds. When I walk, it's like I'm walking in cement with cement shoes on. What's going on? I just snot rocketed. Oh wait, what's that on me? I think I just snot rocketed. I read Jeff Garvey's $10 super chat and I just snot rocketed. Hey, Jerky, get yourself a Scambian haircut before the convention. That haircut is a funny haircut. That is awful. Isn't it? It's one of the worst haircuts I've ever seen for an adult. That's something you give a cartoon. It's something you give a cartoonist. Here's a funny haircut I want you to use. Here, look at this guy. Oh, shit, that's great. Oh, I love it. Oh, God, he's such a goof, man. That is funny. Check it out. Here. He actually went on air with that hair. I'm sorry. It's funny. It's a bad haircut. That's a cartoon. You give that haircut to a cartoon. You don't give it to a human. Oh, God. He does look like a lesbian, though. That's for sure. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for making me feel great again. Thank you for the 10. Mucho gusto generoso. I like how everybody's calling him Scambian now. Even when me and Third Phase talked last night, they're like, and in the middle of the conversation, they're like, yeah, and then Scambian's doing, I'm like, yeah, Scambian. Scambian goes, I'm going to sue you if you keep saying that. It makes it look like I lie. You can't say that. You're making me. It's not even your real name. Good luck. But everybody knows it's me. But legally, that haircut's the best. That is a funny haircut. Hey, man, you can make fun of me all day. I got a lot of flaws. I don't care, but I'm pointing shit out. That's a funny haircut. It's a bad haircut. It's a bad haircut. All right. Now, on a much nicer note, our friend Michael, Dark Hour Paranormal, is for another 5 days. He's still in Belize, and he put up a video showing some of their activities. So I want to play the video from Michael in Belize. And I have some pictures he said I can't share with you, but I'll show you. I don't give a shit. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to show you. But I may show you one thing that he said, I think I can show you one thing. Here it goes. Let's check it out. Mike in Belize, Dark Hour, Paranormal, and the crew. He's with Jim Goodall and other people.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on Dark Hour Paranormal. We're going to give you a quick update as to how the trip is going.
Look where they are.
A little bit about what we've been doing.
It's a hut.
And of course, opening the floor to any questions that you guys have coming in.
Who's the broad?
So, as you know, a handful of us came down to Belize with archaeological intentions, which we have been following up on. And I have to say, as arduous as it is, trekking into these jungle lands, it's absolutely fascinating and builds a lot of character, considering the environment and so forth. So we're also privy to some of these other sites that have been excavated already, Louboutin being one of them. Just absolutely incredible to be by some of these different structures. The energy in each of these sites is vastly different, although some people have claimed to visit one, go into another one, and say, well, there's a similarity here. But honestly, it's different to me, and that's what I've felt. But excuse me, before we get into any of this here, I'm just going to say hello to a couple of you. What's that for?
Oh, sorry, you on a call?
I'm live. I'm testing.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Jared says hello.
That's the key to the other 4x4 Jeep.
Okay.
And I'm on doing Saturday.
Oh, you're heading off to do what you're doing.
Yeah,
okay.
Angela's on the phone. There's the other Jeep. I'm going to get back on with her, but
okay.
Since you're on with everyone
Come
live,
say hi.
Sorry.
Come say hello.
Angela can't hear you, but hi, everyone.
We also have individuals who are prominent within certain communities looking to move forward with particular sites that they may be curating and so forth. So we're building an opportunity not only to be here. Unfortunately, I cannot, as this is just to be a test. Jim Goodall is here with us.
Hey, how's it going? We're having a good time. I've given blood to the Mayan gods on what 2 occasions at least, 11 stitches, and but we're having a time. And I couldn't go into the deep canopy jungle with the crew yesterday because I had to walk in brackish water and just river water. You don't want to do that with open wounds, even though they're sutured up. But we're going to drive in tomorrow, and it's going to be nothing but a kick in the butt, and a great group of guys here, men and women. Now right now there's 7 of us, but 3 more are coming in today. So we're going to have a full complement of crazy people wanting to wander through the jungles of Belize. And there's places in here that are absolutely breathtaking. There's places in here that, I mean, I heard you couldn't see but about 2 or 3 feet in front of you in the deep canopied jungle. And if it wasn't for Hector, whacking away a trail, this is an older local guy. He defies the laws of physics. But great group. I love it. We're having a very, very wonderful time. Punta Gorda's funky. It's a small little village of about 6,000 people.
Wow.
Most of the roads in town are, well, they say some of them are paved. I question it.
Maybe a one time.
Yeah, they've been cratered. But it's fun. Hot, humid. Probably inside the canopy, under the canopy yesterday, I figured if it was 90 degrees, the dew point had to be 89.9 degrees.
Yeah.
So the relative humidity was almost 100%. So, but that's what adventures are all about.
Amazing. I'll put the link to that video in the show description so you guys can watch it. It's another 30 minutes of that discussion. It's pretty cool. So take a look at that if you haven't already. I'll put the link to that with the other videos. Pretty cool, man, what they're doing. Well, speaking of research, I want to go into one thing here. The only way to find new physics. Avi Loeb explains that if some UFOs are performing new physics, all scientists can do is collect high-quality data to confirm that reality. Stories from believers and skeptics and jumping to conclusions are not going to cut it if we want irrefutable proof of UFOs and new physics. In my opinion, alien bodies and non-human craft in a hangar somewhere would also get the job done, but can we ever get access to that evidence if it actually exists? I say no. Sounds like even Sean Kirkpatrick doesn't have access to that and would need Title 50 privileges to start knocking on some top secret doors. So let's hear what Avi Loeb is suggesting. just because he's part of the community, the Galileo Project.
Oh, I have some crappy data. I don't measure the distances to some dark objects above Ukraine, and therefore there is new physics associated with these UAP that the astronomers reported above Ukraine. And I say, if you don't have distance measurements, then don't argue for new physics. Just argue for lower distances so that these are artillery shells. Okay, that's common sense. So I'm not subscribing to any fantasy. I'm just trying to say we need to gather evidence. If we see something intriguing, like dark objects above Ukraine, okay, then go ahead and do triangulation and make sure you know the distance. And only then start talking about dark objects at a distance of 10 kilometers above the escape speed from Earth. You can't do that before you measure distances. Okay, that's elementary. But when I point this out, a lot of believers, quote unquote, attack me. And I say, look, science is not a matter of belief. Okay, it's not like religion. It's not like politics. It's not a matter of opinion. There is a reality out there. And what that means is the reality is out there. All you need to do is collect more information about that reality, okay? So that you can figure out what's going on. Just like a detective story, okay? Of course, you can jump to conclusions immediately and then...
Okay, yeah, I can't do this. What an embarrassing thing to watch. I can't. Do you know what he's just said 3 different ways? Do you know what he just said 3 different ways and he's still going? I'm not even going to listen. We need to do better research. We need to do better research. We need to get more research and data. Yeah, duh. Duh. You don't have to keep telling us, Professor. God, look, I don't respect Avi Loeb at all. At all. I just don't. I think he is trying so hard to sound like somebody important. I see a guy who's trying to make a name for himself. I don't see a guy trying to find E.T. or anything. He says he wants to, but I think the whole thing is all bullshit, and I think he knows it, and that's why he always sounds like he's acting when he talks, because he doesn't even know where he's going. This guy is unreliable. He's one of the worst I've ever seen in my 19 years when it comes to people who are taken seriously. This guy's one of the worst I've ever seen. I'd rather listen to Richard Doty talk than this guy. I can't listen to Avi Loeb because he just seems like he wants the attention. That's the energy I get from him. Yeah, you want to watch it? Here. No. You want to see? You want to see what I mean? Here, I'll tell you. I'll show you. I'll go through the agony. Here, what?
Time. If a detective would just see a few elements of the crime scene and say, I know who the criminal is, forget about it, let's move on, then that detective might be fired within a day, because that's not the way to reach conclusions. But
it is if you know who killed the person. And they, you know what I mean? You see?
But in the context of UAP, in the context of politics, in the context of religion, it works because there are groups of people that invented the storyline, and they all support each other, believing this storyline in all these contexts, politics, religion, UAP.
So all the people that are in the Galileo Project are part of the same group that was in TTSA, Elizondo. I believe Travis Taylor's now a part of it. Christopher Mellon. That's 3 of the 6. So you're bringing the government in to a publicly funded, publicly accessible experiment on finding alien craft technology. Why in God's name would you do that to yourself? You stupid, gullible Avi Loeb. This guy was... I'm not even going to say it.
And they support each other. And then you have another...
And now he's talking about all the people I just mentioned supporting each other's bullshit. He just called out everybody he works with. Those same people that are in the Galileo Project, he just called them out and said, they all support each other's bullshit. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he just said. They all support each other. You heard it. And you heard the context of that. I'm not playing it again.
Camp of people like skeptics that also invent a storyline completely arbitrarily.
Oh yeah, they invented the storyline and they all go right. Okay. Boy, I wonder if he has conversations with Elizondo one-on-one when they have those meetings for the Galileo Project.
Just like the other group, and they fight each other, and they say things about each other, and they hate each other. Now in politics, it leads to polarization. The country is torn apart, and violence is initiated when the two herds, like the two groups.
And do you know why people call each other names and people hate each other for their beliefs? Because there's one group of people that are lying, and then there's the other group of people trying to expose the lie. What side are you on, Avi? That's what I want to know. And I already think I know the answer. He's on his own side.
Confront each other because both
typical
of them
narcissist.
Make no sense. Like they are not. Instead, what the intelligent approach would be is in the context of scientific matters like UAP, let's not invent a storyline to start with. Let's just collect data, evidence, and let it guide us.
Yeah, tell me again how to collect evidence. Tell me again. Oh, geez, the heat's coming off my body right now because I'm so angry because I'm Satan. I'm Satan's son. I really am. All things good. Yeah, I'm not grumpy. Not even close. Not even close. I see something, I say what I think I see. And Big Fat Creep got it right. Sounds like ufology. Avi Loeb is a joke. It's a joke. He thinks he's going to put 100 telescopes around the world. You know how expensive that's? Over 100 million easily. And they've only got, what, $1 million? They barely got the one on the roof of the Harvard Science Center to work, I think. I don't even know if it's working. That demonstration they put on, that was pathetic. But thank you, All Things Good, for the £2, £2 support. I'm not grumpy. I don't get grumpy. I just don't respect Avi Loeb. I think he's a joke. 6 cattle found dead in Texas with their tongues cut out. I'm sorry, missing. There was no evidence of a struggle, footprints, or tire tracks where the animals were found, and the grass around the carcasses was undisturbed, the authorities said. The Dorothy's. See what I did there? In what could be a plot from an episode of The X-Files, the authorities are investigating the mysterious deaths in 3 Texas counties. 3 counties of 6 cattle that were found with their tongues missing. Ranchers found mutilated remains of a 6-year-old longhorn cross cow on their property, the Madison County Sheriff's Office said on Wednesday. The office did not say when the cow was discovered, but said a straight, clean cut with apparent precision had been made to remove the hide around its mouth on one side. The meat under the removed hide was untouched, and the cow's tongue was gone with no blood spilled. There were no signs of a struggle. Hey, how'd that bounce back up? What happened? Researchers also reported that no predators or birds would scavenge the remains of the cow, leaving it to decay untouched for several weeks. Unbelievable. You know, if the government was working alongside aliens maybe this could happen. Aliens doing it on their own could happen. But I don't see, well, I guess the theory is that there's underground tunnels that are being built and or facilities underground, and they use nuclear power to power everything and or make the tunnels. And I think they test the cows to see if there's any seepage coming from underground along these underground cities. Because if there is, then, well, they've got to create a plague or something to get everybody out of there, just like they did in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's very strange, but there is a theory that because of what's happening underground could be affecting what's above ground. And people think it's the government testing cows to make sure, because I guess they're similar in blood. I don't know. They're similar to us. I don't know. Somehow they're able to test their blood. I don't know. I don't know why take their tongues, but anyway. Hey, man, that's it for tonight. I can't go on any further. I'm fading out and I need to rest. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight for a little bit. It was a lot of fun. I know that's how quick it hit me, and I just got to go. So we'll be back tomorrow, regular Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of your Sunday. It's 4/23/23. That doesn't mean anything to me either. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the support. Newcomers, veterans. I think Samo's internet was out. Something like that. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good day. An alien bless.
God have mercy on your soul.